Hey everybody, welcome to Oh My The Shine Thriving Thursday. Hey there, work with us. So RVT time has taken it outside of the RV. And of course, in the very moment we did so, the sun decided to pop through the clouds and through the trees, creating, wow, a lot of shine. All right, are we okay? Does this, here, maybe scoot that way
right.
just a little bit.
It'll pass in 5 more minutes.
It'll pass. Okay.
It keeps moving.
This is, because you got it up this morning, right?
That's right.
That's right. Everybody, this is my dad, Greg Foster, on Thriving Thursday of the Jungle Gen Show. I tell you, this right here is the original creator of Standout Ministries.
That's it.
Some of y'all get that later. Okay, if you want to talk about someone who thrives, this is where I get it from. This right here. He is the one who I get this from, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But first, 5 thankful thrives. What are you grateful for today? What is one thing that has happened in the last 24 hours that you are grateful for? Now, you can't repeat anything you've said before, and it has to be something from the last 24 hours, maybe an experience, maybe somebody you met, maybe a piece of mail you got. This guy right here gets what he calls the ice cream truck for adults. Thing comes all the time. Amazon.com. So maybe you got something in the mail. What are something, put it in the comment section for me. What is something that you are thankful for? What about you? What's something you're thankful for, Dad?
Well, I have to be thankful for law enforcement. I continue, that was part of my career for 35 years, basically. And I just have the greatest respect for the men and women of law enforcement. They are dealing with things today that I certainly could not have dealt with. It's just incredible, and my hat goes off to them. I applaud them, I appreciate them, and any chance I get, I try to thank them. Walk right up to them. I take our granddaughters, your nieces, walk up to police officers all the time and tell the girls thank them, because they've got to get to know who the police officers are, who law enforcement is, and that they're the good guys, even though so much of the time it's portrayed the other way. Absolutely not. So thanks, law enforcement. Thanks, first responders. You guys are heroes.
I love that. Give a thumbs up. Give some hearts to law enforcement today, who we are so grateful for. And I love what he said, because he does it. He did it when I was a little kid as well. Anytime that we were around law enforcement, even firefighters, he would have us walk up and we would thank those people. We would just say, thank you so much for your service. And what I also have our nieces do, and I know you've done it before as well, is we go up and we just ask, hey, is there anything we can pray for you today about?
Right.
Is there anything, we know that you want safety. We know, of course, absolutely. But is there anything on your heart that we can pray for you about? And we get all kinds of responses. And sometimes they allow us right then and there to just stop for just a moment and pray with them. It's a really special thing. So thank you, law enforcement. Those of you who are family of law enforcement members, thank you so much for your sacrifice.
Absolutely.
As well, because you are totally involved in that. We thank you so much for that. All right, we see that it is a little hard to see, so we are going to need to move just a little bit that way, they say. All right, we're moving. Hey, while we're on the move.
Oh, there we go.
Did that make it better, guys? Did that make it better? Let's talk about this. So after my dad graduated, after my dad retired from his Thrive, he decided to start on other Thrives. Okay, field trip time. 2 of Dad's Thrives. Let's go there. Come on, let's go on a field trip. Right here. Now, Dad, you're gonna have to explain this one too.
Well, Wing Chun is a martial arts discipline that allows you to block and strike and just learn to do that. That's one of my things I continue to do even as I'm retired, is I do executive protection work. And so therefore I have to stay in a certain physical shape for myself to be satisfied, as well as learn other things, other ways to defend myself, the principal, whoever else might be involved. So basically, Wing Chun allows you to learn to block, strike, and do as you need, but you practice that. Anything you're going to be good at or that you may want to or have to use, you don't want to be doing it for the first time. So practicing with other people, practicing with a dummy, that works. And so I've actually made 3 of these now, 1 for myself and 2 for some other guys. And hey, I got the time to do that. I'm thriving on retirement.
He's thriving on retirement by making Wing Chun dummies. All right, now we also have down here the other thing that my dad thrives on. Now, it is almost 90 degrees, guys. He did not light the fire, but I'm telling you, there have been 90-degree days when I have come out here.
If he wanted it lit, I would light it.
He did. I was actually afraid it would overheat the phone too much. He loves his fires. Anybody else? Thumbs up, heart. If you just love a good bonfire, like you just, it's just so relaxing for so many people. And I know the shine is there. Wow, it's radiating today.
Maybe move it over that way just a little bit.
Let's see what happens. There we go. That helps.
There you go.
There you go, everybody.
We don't need Wing in there anymore.
No, we know we got Wing. Wing's already through. Thriving. Now, this is an interesting story. My dad's story is an interesting one because though he worked for how many years? For
Remington, 26 years.
26 years. 26 years. But are you ready for this? It's not what he went to college for.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Now, this is a great story. Tell us about college.
Well, kind of in high school, I was in gymnastics on the high school team, and then actually went on to college on a gymnastics scholarship at Eastern Illinois University, and went into physical education. I mean, that's what I did. I loved it. I've always enjoyed physical education of any kind, working out. Yeah, I liked basketball and football and all that, but my big thing was gymnastics. And so I'd gotten involved with that, and I thought, okay, I'm going to become a physical education teacher.
PE all the way.
Got my degree, my minors that associated with it, graduated, went out, and for the first year, I actually, because at that time my wife-to-be, my fiance, was still in school, I went on to just substitute teach because we didn't know what we were going to do exactly. And so while she was finishing up school, I started doing some substitute teaching. And then, lo and behold, I found out that I couldn't handle the discipline issues. Mind you, this was 1976.
That's a long time ago.
And, you know, some little snot-nosed got in my face one day as a one
of your students?
Substitute. Yeah, one of my students. He kind of got in me a little, and I just grabbed him and threw him up against the bleachers and said, no, we're not going to do that. And at that point, I decided this probably isn't a direction I need to go. And so I applied after multiple things of going through looking at different career paths. I finally decided, you know, I really like to talk. I really like to sell guns and ammunitions and fishing equipment, outdoor things. So I went to the local J.C. Penney store and got a job as a sporting goods store worker, developed into a manager. Spent 3 years there, and then I really enjoyed it so much, I applied just out of the clear blue to my 3 favorite gun companies, Remington, Colt, and Ruger. And lo and behold, I get a call from the guys at Remington, and they flew me to Ohio to interview with them, of which they then flew me to Connecticut. At that time, the corporate offices were there, and I interviewed there, and lo and behold, I got a job with Remington Arms Company and was there for 26 years.
26 years.
You know, out in the field, was in the offices, then actually came back out into the field as the manager and marketing director for law enforcement for federal agencies, for military, and for just regular law. So had a great career. I mean, they paid me to get up and go
shoot.
Job. Shoot. You know, one of the things I always said was I really had to get it was great to have the job with an ammunition company because I got a lot of free ammunition, got to shoot all the time. Well, hey, that's like a junkie getting a job at a crack dealership. So I had everything I needed. So it was great. But great company. You know, at that time, DuPont owned us. And we had some really good times there, worked hard, played hard, but absolutely got to get up and go to work and love every single minute of it.
Work hard, play hard.
Retired,
oh, yeah.
Retired there, went on to work with a holster company and some other accessory companies, then actually went with Sig Sauer for 3 years and handled their federal agencies. And then went on to just start my own consulting company. And for the last 7 years, that's what I've done, and recently pretty much 90% pulled the plug. But what a great time. God has blessed me with career after career of people, of doing what I love to do. There wasn't absolutely a single day I did not enjoy getting up and going to work. Not a lot of people can do that, and that's what I encourage people to do whenever I talk to them. Find something you've got a passion for.
Yes.
And get with it. You know, turn it over to the Lord. He'll help you get there. I didn't know it at the time, but he definitely put me in position where I was at. And so I've loved every minute of it. And now I retired, loving every minute of this too.
We'll get there in a minute. Okay, we got to back up. It's a lot right there, but so much. So many good things right there. So he's in his thrive in college. He's loving being a gymnast. He's on a scholarship. This is good. He's going to school for what he thinks he loves, which is PE and physical education and health and anatomy, all of that. He's taking those classes. He's loving it. But then he gets into the classroom and
a little bit of a problem.
And he pins a kid up against the bleachers. Houston, we have a problem. So he's in his thrive, but then he encounters something that he realizes, wait, even though I'm doing what I love, yikes, this isn't it. This isn't for me. So he's still got his piece of paper, right? He's still got that degree, and that's important. A lot of places today don't care what your degree is in. Guys, my undergrad is in American Sign Language as a foreign language. That's my undergraduate degree. Of all the things I've done, to have that as a minor is as a major in college, a little crazy. But just if you're thinking, I don't want to go to college, I don't have any use for college, that piece of paper, it actually can be quite valuable. So don't give up on college just because you think it's not for you. Consider it. All right. So he realizes, all right, teaching PE is probably not going to be the best thing for other people, maybe for you, but definitely not for other people if he's killing kids along the way, figuratively speaking. So then he just sits down and thinks, all right, what do I like to do? Now, you grew up basically on a farm, right? I mean, always going to the farm. Our family has lots of land out in Indiana. You're shooting, you're hunting, fishing, camping. I mean, from the time you were little.
Right.
Little. He was out in the woods. That's why we took the RV outside today for RVT time. So he thinks, what do I like? Okay, I'm into sporting goods, like guns and ammo and fishing equipment and sports gear. So he goes and finds a job in that. JCPenney had a department for that. This is a funny story. You actually told me, I was young when you told me this. You had somebody from JCPenney try to steal a canoe.
No, a tent.
A tent. It was a tent.
Yeah.
But it was already popped out, or it was in the box?
Nope, it was in a great big box. And I was also working, we had a lot of theft in that store, and so I was, but we had no security people. So I was kind of doing that because that was also a passion of mine. Security. And so I was kind of helping shore up the various doors and how we handled things, and watching. Yeah. Well, I watched this guy, and sure enough, I could see he went over. He was in the sporting goods department, in my department. Yeah. He picked up a tent. He moved the box a little in one direction toward the door. He just looked suspicious, and so I went ahead and alerted our assistant manager, who went ahead and called the police.
Oh, good.
And because we could see it coming. Yeah. And so we had to let them get outside the door. They had to pass a register or get outside a door.
With a massive box?
Oh, it was, 5 feet tall by a foot by a foot. I mean, he was just slowly moving a little bit toward the door. And so by the time he got out the door with it,
Law enforcement.
we had the cops already around the corner.
That's
I
awesome.
went out and challenged the fella, and he said, "Oh no, I just paid for it in there." And I said, "Well, no, we've been watching you long enough." And then I motioned and had the police come up. So
People.
yeah, it was crazy. I mean, people, they literally would grab groups, armloads of suits at the door next to the men's department and run out the door with those. You name it, we saw pretty much it happen. And this was in late 1970s. It's way worse today.
But I think it's cool that even back then, before you got into executive protection, which is now years later, that was already a passion of yours. It was something you were kind of already doing, not specifically your job, but you're living in, at the time, what your thrive was, which was selling sporting goods, selling guns and ammo and things at JCPenney that you're loving. You're also getting to, I assume you got a discount of some kind, which is nice, right? To work in a place where you then get a discount. Then he literally is looking at these different ammo boxes and just picks out his favorite 3 and applies for a job with those companies.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like he had some major background. It wasn't like he had a family member already in the business. Guys, I'm telling you, find whatever it is that you are passionate about, what you love to do.
Your passion will also help sell you
Yes.
to those people.
Oh, what a good point. Yes, your passion will help sell you. That's because people can tell. People are attracted to passion. People are attracted to people who are passionate about things. And so you just pick the 3. You apply for those things, apply to the company, whatever it is you love. I told you a few episodes ago about the girl that just really loved Skittles. Like Skittles, right? But whatever will get you there. Whatever, just apply. If you really love some brand or something, there's a reason. I know it may seem so small to you.
What's the most they can tell you when you ask them?
Right, they can just say no.
Okay.
Big deal.
Go to somebody else. They've
Right.
got competitors.
Sure. Find a different type of that thing, whatever. Like he said, he listed off 3 ammo companies,
No,
right?
3 gun companies.
3 gun
They're
companies.
my favorite guns that I enjoyed.
Cool. Apply. Go walk around. What is in your house that you just really love? If you're looking for a job, you're trying to figure out, what is my thrive? What is my calling? What is my destiny? Look around. Look around and just see what's around you that you've already accumulated. Do you have something that you love? Or are you just right now, you're just so complacent? I want to think that we're not that complacent. Come on, give me a heart if there are things in your life that you love. Passions in your heart, passions, desires. Give me some hearts. Let me see it. And then take whatever it is, whether you've got a job right now or you don't. Remember, it's always easier to find a job if you got a job.
Where
all right?
did you hear that at?
My goodness, guys. He did not ever let me get a different job until, if I had a job, don't quit that job. Let me tell you, don't quit your day job. Don't quit your job till you got a job. But it's always easier to get a job when you've got a job. Start applying. Maybe you think, oh no, this is just a hobby. You can turn it into a full-time thing. You can. Passion will sell you. All right, so you go and you work for Remington for all these years. Then you get early retirement from Remington because they had shut down some divisions. And then he didn't stop. Let me tell you. No, the man keeps thriving. Now, I do want to point something else out here. My dad, who's amazing, traveled some years
180 nights a year.
180 nights a year. 365 days in a year, guys. Do the math.
There's people that do more than that even.
Gone from the house 100 and up to 180 nights a year. That's a lot. My dad was gone a lot. But I remember being a little kid. I was probably 7 or 8 years old. And Mom was explaining to me that Dad was going to go on another trip. He left. And I said, Mom, doesn't it bother you that Daddy always leaves? Doesn't it bother you? And she said, honey, I remember this like it was yesterday. She said, honey, I would much rather have your dad be gone as much as he is, but love his job, than to have a husband who's home every night for dinner. Boom. Because he was living in his passion, because he was living in his thrive, when he was home with us, he was always happy. He was always present. I don't think my dad has ever had a bad day.
Yeah.
I really don't.
That's true.
It's true. I don't think he ever has. Because he loves what he does. And because of that, our family was such a happy family. Now, yeah, he was gone a lot. Mom raised us a lot. But when Dad was home, he was present. He was a joy to be around. He was fun. He was happy. So you might think, oh, well, this job will take me away from my family, or this job will require these sacrifices. Maybe so, but at the same time, it might be worth it, because then you'll be so much happier around your family when you're there.
And we balanced it a lot. We
Oh,
also,
yeah.
because I traveled so much, I had a lot of perks.
A lot of perks.
We flew back and forth to Hawaii, not only with the four of us, but Ryan and Jennifer got to take friends.
brought friends.
And I had so many air mile points. So
Free hotels.
Yep.
I mean, he racked up the points. Oh, yeah.
So everybody benefited from it in the end. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And now, executive protection.
It is a little adjustment for your mom. I mean, I am home all the time now.
Hence why we have so many fires and so many Wing Chun dummies that have now been made. Because Dad just needs to get out of the house a little bit. He's threatened to move into the RV for a bit.
That's what I do.
That's just what he does. But how interesting that now, after being retired a couple of times, now he's backed off about 90%, like he said, but he still loves working. He does, but he's glad to be out of it. You're glad to be retired.
Yeah, very glad to be off the travel, off the road.
Yeah, but then he gets involved just a little bit, just so he can keep doing it just a little bit. Gets involved in executive protection. How interesting that back in the 70s, in the J.C. Penney days, you were already kind of.
Well, and I had actually applied for the state police and passed all the tests for the Indiana State Police, but back then they could stop you on an eyesight requirement. They could always bring somebody in that had better eyesight than you. They can't do that today. But back, I'm very nearsighted, so therefore that was a downside, and they said, you need to do something else. That's when I went to work for Penny's. But it was just, one thing, doors opening, doors closed.
That's the key.
You just can't let it get to you. I mean, there's other things you can be doing. Stay positive. Hey, looking around you. I get up every morning, and my favorite thing is to say, Lord, don't you get tired of making these beautiful mornings? 'Cause I love mornings. And, it's just incredible to see and live in the world we live in. There's good, there's bad, but you still got to be looking for the good stuff.
Look for the good. Now, Dad said, for RV tea time today, I'll make the tea. Guys, I might not sleep till next Thursday.
I do make it a little strong.
What is this?
Well, back when we still lived in Columbus, Indiana in the late 70s, my wife and I, Jeanette and I, as youngins, used to go over to Nashville, Indiana, to a place called the Daily Grind. It was a tea and coffee shop. We would go over there on Fridays, listen to a live music, and they had a particular cinnamon orange tea that to this day I still buy. Now, it's my understanding they have closed the tea section of the store.
Aww.
But so happened the last time I was there, I got 2 pounds of it, so it'll last me a while. But this is tea like Brazilian coffee. Woo!
Wow.
Whammo.
Wow.
Yeah, you can make it milder, but you got to have some body to it.
It's got body. So it's cinnamon orange.
Cinnamon orange.
And you grind it, or it's already ground?
It's already ground. Yep.
And then
you can find it in a lot of
steep
tea
it,
stores.
and we're having it cold today actually.
Yeah,
but
we've
got the cool Remington mugs. Aren't these cute? I love these. So you make it hot or cold. Okay, Daily Grind, if you're watching,
There was a shout out to you.
shout out to Daily Grind. Hearts, come on guys, give them a bunch of hearts. Whole bunch of hearts, whole bunch of thumbs
If
up
you're in
right
Nashville,
now.
Tennessee,
Nashville,
They may
Tennessee.
still, I'm pretty sure they're still open, but I think they're just a coffee shop now.
Okay, but if you can find the tea. Because you know there had to be some left over when they shut down. You know? No, you probably bought
Yeah,
it
we
all.
already talked to them.
Oh, no. Oh, what a shame. All right, well, look, we have so many hearts, so much love for the Daily Grind. Come on, Daily Grind. Send us some of this orange cinnamon tea. More of that. And somebody, well, actually lots of people, I see the comments. They have to know about your shirt.
Well, I'm also, well, you know, we're all dealing with this craziness going on. You don't want to get me started on that.
Oh, no, we don't have time
But
for
I
that.
will show this picture, and I don't know if we can get it any closer or not, of my eagle.
Oh, yeah.
Now, my
that's
eagle
it.
is very frustrated.
He's
And-
very
and-
frustrated.
and
He
it-
made the shirt himself, guys.
It's
made
backwards,
it himself.
but
No,
it says,
it'll come out okay
will
on
it?
this.
It says
will.
me headed back to my truck because I forgot my frickin' mask. Have you done it? You know, do the heart thing. Is that what you do now? That'll get you a bunch of
He
hearts.
said do the heart.
Everybody will heart up on that one.
All right, have you been there? Have you forgotten your mask? You're halfway.
There it
I mean,
is.
you parked back, and then you're halfway to the store, and you forgot your mask. Yeah, I'm saying. Definitely.
And it
Yeah.
has brought a lot of smiles to a lot of people's
A
faces.
whole lot of smiles. We've all been there for sure. So see, even in retirement,
There goes the ice cream truck.
I see the UPS truck that brings his Amazon packages. It didn't stop here. It's
No,
already been here 4
he-
times today, I'm sure. Even in retirement, look at him. I mean, thriving.
Yep.
Loving it. Making t-shirts. No, they're not for sale. Well, maybe they could be. We could have a Jungle Gym special if
There you
people
go.
want to buy the shirt. And Wing Chun dummies as well. Apparently he teaches classes on how to make these now if you just want to come over. But he's thriving. And that's what I want for you guys. I don't want it to be just me or just my father or just my family, just a few friends. Man, if we could spread this, and the only way to spread it is for people to start doing what they're passionate about. People doing what they just love to do.
And what did Pastor say the other day at Lamb's Chapel? Shine, don't
Shine.
whine.
That's right. Shine, don't whine. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Guys, thank you for tuning in today. What a fun time. Give me a heart, a thumbs up if you want to see Dad again. That was so much fun. I love you guys. Have a great, great rest of your Thursday. Keep thriving.